Hi everybody, welcome to our yin practice. So this session, we are going to take it down to the ground and do some yin. So I want you to start, well first, if you have 2 yoga blocks, if you have 1 yoga block, that will be helpful. Blanket, extra clothing. When we get doing yin, we do get down on the ground and we find that stillness, so you may get chilly. Okay? So come on down onto your back and find whatever comfortable position works for you. You can have your knees bent, you can have your legs straight out, but I just want you to kind of rock and move a little tiny bit on your mat. Start to take ownership of it. It's your mat. You don't have to share it. And we're going to settle in. So let's just find a nice few calm, slow, deep breaths, but breaths without judgment. That means you're just letting them be. You're going to take them nice and long. And find the stillness. So with yin, a little different practice than, flow or power or hatha. We're going to be holding our postures, our shapes, for about 3 minutes tonight. It's a half an hour session, so it's a little short practice. But with yin, you go from 3 to 5 to 10-minute holds, depending on the pose. Some of them you'll know we've done them before. So see if you can soften your eyes, soften your cheeks, soften your jaw. Take a nice big swallow. You might want to rock your head side to side, to the back of your head. Just a little massage. I'll find that stillness again in our body. Now, just on your own, do a short little body scan. So start at your head, your shoulders, your neck, your chest, down through your body. Is there any part of your body that wants a little bit, maybe a little bit of love, a little bit of attention? And then when you find it, see if you could just concentrate on that for a breath or two and soften through that area. So I feel a little tightness in my hips, so I'll just take my breath and I'll focus down to soften my hips. Good. If everybody can mute themselves, that would be great. Let's bring our left hand on top of our heart and our right hand on top of our belly. Just feel your breath. Feel your belly rise. Feel your belly sink. Maybe you want to set an intention for the next half hour. An intention could be just a mantra that you're going to, stay present. I'm going to stay with my breath. I'm going to be kind to myself. I'm going to leave my ego outside the door. Now, if your legs are bent, I want you to take your legs long. And then we're going to slowly drag our feet as if they're going to touch, but we're not going into a butterfly. So I want to drag your feet up towards your pelvis and then slide your left foot under your right thigh. And then your right foot goes over the other side of your left. So you're crossing your legs on top. Now lift the legs up towards each other. Grab the soles of your feet and then pull the feet away from one another. Then bring the knees back down right to the ground. So So you're kind of in a cross-legged, upside down cross. Bring your arms up overhead, and you want to make a square with your arms. So you want to bend at the elbows, and then bring your hands to grab each opposite elbow. Now we don't want to grab, so just let your arms fall again. So as we're lying here in a reclined shoelace, as you just make yourself a nice little bow. This is a really good opener for our groin, our inner hips, inner thighs. So in YIN, there's a couple of principles that we want to kind of follow, kind of engage with. And one is to find your edge. So if anything is feeling painful, we want to immediately get out of that and loosen it up. Once then you find your edge, is it I'm feeling the muscle? Can I lie in this position? Can I stay here without tensing for the next few minutes? So again, you might have to back off a little bit. And then another principle is time. So we want to find the edge, but we want to say here, we're going to hold it here for time. And the time is where we get past the muscle engagement and we get down to our connective tissues. And once they start to open up, you'll find that your body's going to, and the muscles will relax more, the connective tissues will relax more, and will really create space in that area of our body. We want to find some stillness in our body. So we want to find a spot, find that edge where we're not going to fidget or move. Doesn't mean you're not allowed to. At some point in the 3 minutes, if you need to move a little bit, move to high. See if you find the stillness. And trust that everything gets nice and heavy, won't sink away. Now bring your hands slowly, slowly, slowly down by the side of your body, palms down the ground. And then very slow, slow as exaggerated as you can, we'll unwind out of that. You're going to bring both feet to the ground and with the knees bent. And we're just going to relish here just for a couple of breaths. So another principle of YIN is giving it, they call it rebound. After you've held that pose, giving your body the opportunity to rebound out of it, to say, how do I feel? What's my body? All right, I want you to take your your feet together and take your right leg and cross it over your left. Bring your arms out into a T. Now, if you have a block, you may or may not need it, entirely up to you. So keep it close by. You're going to take a nice big inhale. Now we're going to drop our knees over to the left. Now I want you to go only as far as your shoulders will still stay connected to the earth. That's what the block's for. So if your knees at this stage can't get all the way to the ground, bring your block and leverage it underneath. So it can be on the high side, it can be on the low side. Whatever's going to bring the ground closer up so you can actually give in. Now, if it feels good for your neck, take your gaze to look over your right fingertips. And let everything soften. So here we've got a spinal twist for our back, but it's also into the outer hip, and that outer glute is going to be able to get a little bit loud. Just sink. Get heavy. And let the time work for us, for our favor, in our favor. bodies. We ask so much of our body. But it's time back to it. Now, if we've been here for a little bit, but if you want to remove the block and see if you've created any space, you want to take the top leg and lengthen it, bend the bottom leg a little bit more. Hang out. And do what they call cat like tail. Now, if you want to take your right hand, reach down to grab the back of your left leg, the underleg, and bring it forward to get a bigger quad stretch. It's also all about listening to our body. That's another wonderful thing about YIN, is it lets us find the stillness. It lets us find the quietness. And sometimes the quieter we are, the more we hear. So we're quiet, we're listening to our body. And it's a big stretch for the quad, big stretch for the spine, the other glute. Goes past the stretch. And slowly come back onto your back. Bend with your legs, straighten your spine and your hips. And just see that the body sits. All right, now we're going to roll right over whichever way you want. I'm going to roll over to the, right onto your belly. So come right onto your belly. Find your way back on your mat. You may want to block for your head, entirely up to you. So you're going to start by stacking your hands on top of each other, and the elbows are, your arms are bent. You're going to bring your forehead down onto your hands. You're going to drag slowly, slowly, slowly your right leg straight up, so that your leg is in line with your hips and your shin is in line with your knee. So kind of a half front. And then bring your head back down. So the block, you don't want to bring your head all the way down. You can bring one cheek down onto it. You can bring your forehead down onto it. Your foot wants to be flexed. So you're straight 99, like a 90. And then let everything get nice and tight. And then feel your belly against your ground, against the mat. Opening up the hand, the groin, opening up the hip in this move. Continue to sit and continue to find that stillness. So if your mind starts to wander during your YIN practice or your yoga practice, just bring it back. Don't judge it. Don't get upset with yourself. We're human. Our minds are going to wander. But what we want to do is train it not to. So we're going to bring it back to our breath. You're inhaling and you're exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. today, we're gonna bring our hands underneath our chest. You're gonna push yourself up. But before you're gonna take that leg's gonna wanna come forward, but you're not gonna bring the leg across. So your right leg is coming in front of your body, and you're gonna come down onto the right foot. You're going to bring the right leg in line, so a nice L shape, and then bring that back leg. Grab that in L, so you're kind of in a 90-90 this side. So an L across the front and an L across the back with the feet flat. Then you soften your feet. You can bring your block down, and you can bring your hands, either your hands on top of the block. You can take 2 blocks, make a T for your head to come down. And then I want you just to start to listen to your body. Can you hinge a little bit further? Respect your back. Respect your back. Again, 90-90, or in YIN they call this deer pose. Really nice for our hips. All right, we're going to slowly walk our body back up. And then you're going to bring both feet in front, knees bent. Bring your hands behind your body with your fingertips pointing towards your glutes. And just hang out here. This is where we want to tune in, see, feel, rebound. Maybe you're feeling some pulsating in that upper thigh area, around the knee maybe. All right, we're going to come back to, I'm going to turn myself around. We're going to come back down onto our back. You're going to bring your left leg, left knee across the right knee. Bring that block to the right side of your body. Bring your arms to a T. Take a nice big inhale. And let's go for that spinal twist on this side of our body. So slowly, slowly, slowly start to drop the knees down. Use that block as a support system here. The block is not an aid. It is to bring the floor a little closer to us so that we can actually give in. And it feels good for your head and neck. Take your gaze to look over your left fingertips. But see if you can keep your shoulders connected to the ground. That's where that twist starts to really come down. And breathe. And soften. And melt. And then as we're coming through, maybe move the block just to experiment to see if you get a little bit lower down. Did you create some space at that? If not, that's all right. Check in with your body. Are you holding tension anywhere? Close your eyes. Soften the jaw. You can stay here for the next minute, or if you want to come a little deeper, take the top leg and straighten it. Bend, big bend in that bottom knee. You might have to bring your upper body up a little bit to grab the top sole of your foot and bring that leg back so you're getting a hamstring, a quad stretch. And the shoulder will come off the ground when you're doing cats pulling its tail. Well, pick what feels good for you. Some nights I love cat pulling its tail. Other nights it's like, no kitty cats for me. I'll stay in my spinal twist. A few more breaths. And if your leg's extended, bring it back in line with your body. Roll over onto your back. Realign your spine. Take a few breaths here. Let your back come back into alignment. Again, maybe you're feeling something. I can feel a little pulsating in my lower back. That spinal twist is a big twist for the back. All right, on your next breath, I'm going to drop both knees over to the right and roll myself onto my belly. I'll get set up for half frog on this side. So rock and roll on side to side so that the hip points come to the ground. Let the feet fall away from one another. Bend your arms, stack your hands on top of each other, and then slide your left leg up in line with your hip. Your shin and calf is in line with your knee, and your foot is flexed out into your half frog. And your head comes down to the ground. You can use your block as a pillow. You can use your blanket. We'll just settle in. Some nice deep belly breath. Get heavier. What a great investment of 30 minutes for our bodies. Can't say it enough. We put our muscles through challenges and stresses with our strength classes and our fitness classes. And it's nice to be able to really give back and get these nice, deep, deep, deep tissue openers so that we can do more. Couple more breaths. All right, and slowly bring our head up and our hands up. Bring your hands by your chest, underneath your shoulders, and push yourself up. Slide the back knee up, and then you're going to bring that front knee behind your front hand. Slide the one leg back. Drop over onto your left glute. Bring the left leg forward so that it's making a nice L shape. Back leg comes up into an L shape. Now, I'm quite high up because this is the side of the hip that I'm very tight in. So I might want to bring my sit bones a little closer to one another and bring my chest up. If the legs up quite high, feel free to put a block underneath it, support it. And then walk your hands forward. Now, if you're going to feel this, definitely, you're going to feel this. But if you're feeling a sharp pain in your knees, I want you to back off and not come forward at all. That might be where the tension is. Okay? So feel it. Sometimes I just bend a couple of times up, back and forth before I settle in, and then I feel great. But we're trying to focus on keeping those sit bones nice and centered. And as time passes, you might be able to settle in. But we don't hold deer very long, maybe a minute. All right, we're going to slowly come out of that. Lift yourself up. We're going to bring both feet in front. Knees bent. Hands behind our back. And just relish in what we just put our bodies. All right, I'm going to take one block and bring it right behind your glute. We're going to go into a seated shoe release. So, I want you to settle onto your sit bones, and we're going to slide one knee. Coming up, sorry. I'm with it. Bringing the block behind us. Come up onto all fours, onto the tabletop position. Where am I getting them from here? I'm going to get us there, don't worry. All right, so we're into tabletop position. Slide your left leg back. Now cross it over. So you're going to bring your right knee behind your left knee. So they're knees to knees. Now start to walk backwards. But I'm going to show you this way. So I'm this way into table. I'm taking my knee, crossing it over my other knee. Now I want to bring my body and my knees back in a line so that that front knee is kind of in line with your chest. Now take the block and bring it behind you. You're going to slowly walk your hands back, back, back until you can sit onto your block or two blocks into a shoelace. And again, if you're feeling it's awkward, it's not a shape to sit in, but if you did this today and you did it tomorrow and you did it the next day, you're going to find so much of a hip movement. So we walk it back, back, back. So we're sitting. Now, if you can sit right down onto the ground. So both knees are still in front. So soften your shoulders. Get yourself nice and heavy into your sit bones. Don't think, just be. Take a few more breaths. Well, this is too long. This is the first time we've done this one, I think. In many, many long time. All right, slowly uncross the top leg. Slowly untuck that under leg. You can sit up on the ground, both legs in front of you, and just see how that feels. And know we're taking it over to the other side. All right, let's come back. Scoop your legs to the side, come back into a tabletop position. And now take the left leg nice and long, and then bring that left knee behind the right. Then realign your body, so you're going to bring your feet away from one another if you can. Align that front knee in with your chest. Grab a block. Start to walk your hands back. Back. Until you're sitting on the block. And wiggle yourself around. Maybe you'll have to bring your feet. What I find for me to get into this little pretzel is if I rock a couple of times forward and back, just that little bit of movement creates enough space that I can come back onto my block. Sometimes I need 2 blocks, but usually I and we settle in. Again, if you're feeling any pain, pressure on the knees, and they're too tight, back out of it. Okay. We're here to open up muscles and fascia, not tendons. So again, settle in, settle heavy, sink into your sit bones. So when your friends ask what you did last week, you say, I tied myself into a shoelace. Oh, I'm taking this over tonight. We started. Couple more breaths. Slowly back out. So slowly lift that front leg. Untuck the back leg. Remove the block. Scoot yourself onto your sit bones. Bend your knees, bend your feet. Drop your head into your knees. You might be feeling it down into the tops of your feet where we were crossed. You might be feeling the back of the knees, into the hips, into the groin. Find your blanket. Slowly wrap it. However way you want to get down to the ground. Come on down. Close your eyes. Maybe bring your feet, your heels to the outside corner of your mat. Letting your feet fall away from one another. Might want to shut your lights off completely before you, if you have Alexis, you want to shut the lights off. Bring your arms down by your side with your palms up. We'll have a couple of minutes. Corpse, Shavasana. Where everything, Shavasana is really important. It's where everything we just put our body through and our minds through, it gets integrated. It processes. So get heavy and sink and melt. And hope that you've got a few minutes for your body. Slowly make some movements with your fingers and your toes. Because we have such a short practice, or Shavasana is short, so feel free to stay in it longer if that suits you. Otherwise, make a little bit more movements with your ankles and your wrists. And then bring yourself over to one side into a little fetal position, using your bicep as a little pillow. When you're ready, use that upper hand to bring yourself up to sitting. Let's take a nice big inhale, bring your arms up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Take a nice big exhale, bring your hands down towards your heart. Bow your head towards your heart. Thank yourself for giving yourself this time, this practice. Thank you for letting me in your home. Send it to your hearts, and I love you all. Namaste. Now you've done a beautiful yin practice to your body, so a suggestion would be to stay away from caffeine or any stimulant, pop sugar. It would be a beautiful follow-up to a yin practice would be a nice Epsom salt bath. Hope you enjoyed the practice.